Another video uploaded. Year of the Water starts now. Should be good. Master of 4.5. What? Hi guys, Freaky Fish Guy here with part 2 of the Year of the Water series. Obviously the first part came out yesterday and already I've got a lot of feedback on that video, so thank you guys for giving me some support. I've had some feedback from people who are wanting to partake in the challenge themselves. A few of my friends have said they're going to try as well. If you want to give it a go, just give it a go. Not even a year, just try it for a month for a format. From ban list to ban list would be a really good idea. Just to see how much your deck will change throughout the format. There's those different ways that you can partake in this challenge, but I'm going to try and go for the entire year. Part 1 was recorded about three and a half weeks ago, just because I had the free time then, before the before the holiday rush, like Christmas rush, things like that. So I haven't really had a lot of time to record anything lately. Obviously, after that video came out, feels like 3 or 4 days afterwards, Master Rule 4.5, Master Rule Revision, Master Rule 5, whatever one you want to call it, was announced, which basically meant you can put your synchros, XYZs, and fusions wherever, which is a great rule, big fan of that. After I've already said I was going to do my challenge. Okay, why not? I did say at that point Nekroz was going to be the best shot I had, especially in the early format we've got now, because Nekroz does have tops in the current format. Things like Paleo and Mermail don't. I think Mermail got a bubble at YCS London. Big shout out to that guy. You'll see, obviously from the thumbnail I've already guessed, it's a Mermail video. I have changed my idea on what deck I'm going to play, especially for the start of 2020, because I want to get some more practice in with Mermail before we go into 2020 April, because coming 2020 April, it's just going to be Toad Turbo, it's going to be Abyss Dweller Turbo, it's going to be basically water spam, which is what I'm very much looking forward to. Can I combine all the water decks into one big mess and make something somewhat capable? So anyway, on to the deck profile. This video is going to be about what I've already sort of thought about for my start of 2020, so this is already what I've tested. I did test Nekroz online, Journaling Book, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, the whole lot. You can find my account wherever if you know my channel name. Nekroz did not do well, sadly. It might just be my build, but going second against like an Orcust board, you can do well, but then you match up against a Thunder player and you cannot, out the Colossus, or the Colossus just stops you from searching. Salad outgrind you. The only way that I really won games is when I just made Christia lock, and that's not really feeling like a Nekroz list winning. It's more just Christia winning, which is not a bad thing, but I wanted something a bit more watery, should we say. So obviously I've gone with Mermail. Onto the list. Triple Abyss Megalo. It's the big sharky boy. We know what this does. You send 1 water, it can attack twice. You send 2 water from hand to summon it. It triggers all your Atlanteans. It triggers all your smaller water boys. Is good card. 3 Abysstius. Just discard to summon and then search. This does trigger obviously your Atlanteans, if you do Dragoons will go first before this, so you can chain block Dragoons with your own Abysstius, which is a nice little fun thing you can do. This is the search target as well for the Link 2, which we'll get onto later. Also, these two are both level 7. That's really important for extra deck stuff later on. But yeah, really good card. Kind of small attack, but the Link 2 kind of addresses that. So yeah, everyone knows what these cards do already. There's pretty much just water, Mermail core. Moving on to smaller Mermail monsters, 2 Abyss Spike. This is what I was playing in Marine Cess originally. Discard a water, add a level 3. So your target for this is usually Abyss Dine. I can't remember, the one that's a one of. Abyss Dine, one that summons itself if it's searched. Alternatively, you can search, I guess, if you want to, Marksman. But yeah, your main target is for this is Abyssdine. You can search Gund as well if you need to. So if you have like one of these in hand, you can obviously search the Gund, which will then trigger Engrave. Next 2 cards is, of course, the Gund. It's Monster Reborn, basically for Mermail. You can do funny stuff where you can go like Abysstius, search this, and then you can link away the Abysstius you summon plus whatever you normal summon into the Mermail Link 2. This discards this to summon back this, and then you just got your Mermail Link 2 and 2 level 4s on board already, so you're set up for your turn 1 board. Things like that are really kind of cool and fun. There is a combo you can do with Gund and Dine, because if you go, if this is discarded to summon this, this can then summon back your gun. So you just get a free extender basically for a small little combo. They all do smaller things. Obviously, they all need to be discarded for their effects, apart from the Spike, who does the discarding stuff. So yeah, they're not like the best sort of openers. You don't really want to open too many Mermail without some discard outlets. This is a story of Mermail forever, so you can kind of brick in that respect. The one last Mermail that we're playing is one Abyssmander. This is also really cool in my opinion, because also you can boost your levels by 1 or 2. Not a lot of people are playing this anymore. Shout out to Dan Keeling, who always said this is a good card because it can make your level 7s into level 8s and also level 9s, and we all know what level 9s mean. Moving on then to the next engine, obviously we've got 1 Deep Sea Diva and 3 Neptibus. Deep Sea Diva is just a really good card. Hopefully with the new Deep Sea Diva support it will be coming back to more than 1 or 3. But on summon you just summon a level 3, a level 2 or lower Sea Serpent, which is pretty much always going to be your Neptibus. If you have a Neptibus in hand, you can be sneaky, summon your heavy infantry, which will give you an additional normal summon of the Neptibus, basically just give you more extenders. The Neptibus is just, if you see this, you have combo. It is a stupidly good card even in today's format. It lets you go +2. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It is a level 1. If I was playing spells, you'll see later on that we're not playing that many spells for a reason. You can obviously play 1 for 1 as well to search this, which coming around to April 2020, we will be playing a spell variant of this deck using things like Instant Fusion. Loads of fun stuff basically. But yeah, is good card. Very wet boy. Moving on then to other Atlanteans, 3 Dragoons. I don't have ultis. I'm sorry. I'm a student teacher. I don't have a second house. Forgive me. Yeah, we're playing Super Rare Dragoons. It's just a really good card. Normal combo is you normal the Neptibus, send this, add this, because it can search any Atlantean. Then this searches your Megalo Smasher, which is then obviously your OTK sort of builder, basically. It's a good card. You can, if you need to, you can search things like Lapis Dragon, which is a one of we're playing, which is obviously another free extender. Search any Atlantean if you need to set up in maybe going first for your Abyss Lacia. You can search heavy infantry, or a marksman for some disruption. Very happy this came back to 3. Hopefully it won't go back to 2 if Mermail do anything stupid in the new year. Another 3 of Atlantean we're playing, 3 heavy infantry. This makes your link to a Trident along with the 1 marksman, which makes it basically sort of like an MST. This pops face-up cards, this pops set cards. That's all you really need to know. This gives you additional normal of a level 2 or lower Sea Serpent, which is basically your Deep Sea Diva or Neptibus. This, if it does battle damage to your opponent, you can summon basically this from deck, which then makes obviously an Abyss Lacia or things like that. Or if you need to, you can summon the Dragoons off a marksman, which could lead to an OTK if they've got nothing else on board. Overall, pretty much good cards. I'm not playing 2 marksmen because I don't see set cards that big this format. This pops your floodgates, your monsters, everything like that. Set cards you might pop Crescendo, but then they're obviously going to probably use it by the point you get to that. Moving on to other water engines, we're playing the Undyne engine, so 3 Undyne and 1 Genex controller. I've seen crazy builds in the past, especially when like Mermail were really early on, that played 2 of these and things like Tragodia and Gauze and Allure. Sadly, unfortunately, we can't play that anymore. You could do things like DD Crow and Skullmeister, especially in today's format. That would be a fun idea that I've seen being theorized. Basically, you just normal summon this. You can discard a water to search this. It procs most of your Atlantean effects. It's there as additional normal summon. Most of the time, it's just discard fodder, though. But yeah, you might need it once in a while. 2 one-offs, 1 Lapis Dragon, 1 Fishboard Launcher. So when this is searched by card effect, you get to special summon it for free. If it's added to your hand from a graveyard, you can special summon it for free. So you search your soft Dragoons and it special summons itself. It's a level 5 tuner, which can mean funny things like we can turbo out level 8 synchros, because most of our stuff's level 3. When Need of Fiber comes out, this card's going to be busted, so expect some sort of wacky combos with that in the future. Fishborg Launcher, bit of a tongue twister for you there, I like to talk fast. It's also a tuner, but can only make water synchros, which isn't much of a problem, but it does sort of limit it in some ways. If all the cards in your graveyard are water, and you have water monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. once per turn. Once per duel, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. I've never really used it once. Only problem is we are playing Ash Blossom, so if you Ash for any reason and this goes in the grave along with Ash, you cannot use the effect. So something to think about it. It is also a 1-for-1 target, so if you already have access to Nekroz, you can also 1-for-1 this out if you need to. It's a good card. It's basically just you discard it for like Mega Smasher, and it comes Mega Smasher? Abyss Mega. Blah, blah, blah. The big water shark. If you discard it, it can come back as a free extender to make your links. I've been playing too much water dinos. Sorry. 3 Big Turtle, 3 Gamma We are playing a blind second deck, which does mean that we are also be playing 2 Pankratops and 3 Gamma Kaiju. This is just basically a water Kaiju, so we all know what that's for. If I was playing Toad Turbo, funny thing, you can discard this for the Toad. When we play sort of April 2020 version of Mermail with Toads and stuff, that'll be a lot more important. The Pankratops is just there to go blind second. This is a really, really, really good card for any blind second deck. I know it's not water, but we're playing mostly water. And then the 3 hand traps, finally, we've got 3 Ash Blossom, just there to stop like the important combos and give us some sort of interactiveness. We're not playing Imperm, which is my other go-to hand trap, because we are obviously playing Triple Seconds Light, which is basically pot of greed for the deck. This card is really important. I tried a version for this format using spells like 1-for-1, Call by the Grave, loads of fun stuff like that. I just like the +2 more. Obviously, Pot of Desires is a card, but this just works better because if you need to, you can banish it from grave to send back your Garnets like your Genix controller. If you've opened 2 Nekroz, you can send one back and maybe draw into Abystius. Really, really, really good card. It does suck when you don't see it, but when you do see it, you just go +3. I say +3, I mean +4, because you're going +1 off that. No, it is +3, because you go +1 off the second and +2 off the Nekroz, and it all just spirals out of control. And suddenly you've got like 16 cards in hand, which is not a bad thing. On to the extra deck. Double Abyss Lacia. On quick effect, on your opponent's turn, you can discard a water monster to add a Mermail card. So you discard your heavy infantry to add Abystius usually, or add a Gund maybe, things like that. This basically becomes a Trident, which is always a nice thing to do. It also sets up your zones quite nicely. Another key thing is anything it points to gains 500 attack, which could be quite important later on for another monster on extra deck, the Mermail XYZ, if you know what it does, because obviously boosts up its attack. 1 Mr. Boy. I was thinking about playing 3, but the board boost of water monsters is quite nice. It makes your OTK a bit easier, and you can also just make the Abyss Lacia here, followed on by the Mr. Boy. So this gives the Mr. Boy up to 2,400 attack, which is really, really nice. Suddenly we're playing Red Eyes with our Mr. Boy. 1 Nightmare Phoenix, just deal with like back row. I've seen versions that like tab out the nightmares, so Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, also using IP Masquerader. I don't have those cards. I never really picked up Unicorn, and IP is still pretty much just not in my range right now. I could probably buy it, but I just haven't really been bothered. 1 Apollo, talking about budget. It's just a really good card. If you've got enough materials into it, why not? Just be aware this deck does suffer from Nibiru, so if you can make this as your 5th summon, then do it. If you have the extenders also to make other things. 1 Borosaur to close out games, 1 Boroload just to steal Thunderboards. 1 Herald, you make this with the Heavy Infantry and the Deep Sea Diva. It's a Macrocosmos on legs, for anyone who doesn't know, so it screws up things like Orcust, maybe BA going to the new year, things like that. Don't make it against Thunder for obvious reasons. But yeah, otherwise it's a really good card. It's also a 3 negate, which I quite like. 1 Brionac to also mess up those Thunderboards. 1 White Aura Whale, because on summon it just destroys your opponent's tap position monsters. Not a lot of people know about that, but it is a good level 8 synchro to go in to blow up your opponent's board. That's why the Lapis Dragon's in there. Trish is Trish. Enough said. We're not playing 3-card hand loop with triple Trish. I might be testing around with different versions of Mermail, but for now we're just playing the 1 just for good removal. XYZs, 1 Flare Metal. So you can make this with your level 7 Turbo. Obviously, if we don't OTK them, we just make this and then laugh as they, kind of kill themselves. Still using the pop from the Abyss Lacia, so you can have a little bit of interaction. 1 Abyss Gaios. This is the Mermail negate. Abyss Lacia makes this, I think it's like 3-1. It's big. 3-4. No, 3-3. There you go. Anything lower than that attack basically has its effects negated. It's a really good card. It is a level 7 as rank 7, which means our Abystius and Abyss Megalo can go into it after we try an OTK or 2 Miss Megalo. It's a good card. 1 Hope Harbinger, so we use the Abyss Mander to make the 2 level 7s into a level 8. So if we're playing against Striker or maybe like Draco, that's just a good card as well. And level 9, so obviously VFD. This is the sort of cheeky little spicy tech that not a lot of people really expect in Mermail these days. We are, like I said, going second deck, but if we need to go first, we can make some of these cards to give ourselves a little bit of negation. So that's the extra deck. Feel free to change up when you need to. If you want any suggestions, guys, please leave them in the comments below. We're now going to go through the side deck. So, it would help, guys, if you get your side deck in order. 3 Twin Twisters, just deal with like back row decks like Mystic Mine. Mystic Mine completely kills this deck, which is a massive problem. Yeah, enough said. Alongside that, we are also going to play Triple Red Reboot. We can afford to play this. We can afford to pay half our life because we should be able to OTK, especially if they're a back row deck. They probably won't have that many monsters on board, which means easy damage for us. More back row hate. 3 Denko Sekka, just because floodgates are annoying this format. You summon this against like a true Joker player who didn't flip all his stuff in the standby phase because he's scared. Really, I just side out the Genix Undines for Denko Sekkas because we don't want too many normal summons. 3 White Howling. I spoke about this in the part 1 of this series. This is a really, really, really good generic water support card. Basically, if anyone doesn't know, it's Imperial Order for the turn. If you're joining a water monster, you do have to banish your opponent's spell from their grave first, so it won't work in the first spell, but it is still a really good card. Side this in against, like, again, Striker. I love this card. I'll side this in every water deck I can. It was in Nekroz, it will be in Mermail. And then finally, 3 Nibiru, just to stop the wombo combo decks that make too many negates for us to OTK through. It's a good card when you draw it. We can deal with the token quite easily because obviously we can search our heavy infantry, which would just pop it straight away. This again was my Mermail list, guys. It may change by the time I go to my first event. Obviously, it is not even 2020 yet, but I'm still really excited for my challenge. If you have any ideas or you want to see in a challenge, please leave a comment below. Make sure to like and subscribe. As the challenge progresses, I will be bumping up the value of the deck, so see how our value changes throughout the year. Also, as the format changes, what do the value of the Mermail cards themselves change? Because at the moment, these cards are going up a lot. If you want to get into Mermail, pick up them now before April, because they are price spiking, surprisingly. Obviously, this is part 2. Get ready for part 3, probably in maybe a week and a half, guys. Just before I start my next locals. Between then, it will just be back to regular content. Thank you very much, guys. This is Freaky Fish Guy, and I'll see you next time.